Can you give me a little thumbs up, Louisa? You can see my screen.
Can do.
Cool. All right. So this is highly interactive. We are going to keep this super short, super punchy, 15, 20 minutes max. And today we are talking about visuals. And this lovely lady on the left, she just happens to be my wife, Louisa Hollenberg. She is the amazing founder of a day spa in Madrabar called Earth and Skin. Louise, you want to say a quick hello and maybe just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so Louisa Hollenberg, founder of Earth and Skin. We are an organic, vegan, cruelty-free day spa. So we provide all of those treatments to people who just want to reduce their toxic load. We provide really luxurious treatments for both men and women, and products as well.
Lovely, lovely. And so the reason, not only that I love to spend time with my wife, but the reason that I've asked you here today is we're obviously talking visuals, and you are someone who is just prolific in terms of creating these visuals. Obviously, you've got an experience-based business. So I just wanted to use you as a bit of a case study in and around visual assets. So why should we even care about good visual assets? And can you afford not to do this in your business in this day and age? So I guess the general mindset that we're always instilling on our clients is ultimately you're running your own media company. So you are then charged with the responsibility of organizing quality photo shoots, making amazing video content, really just, using these assets to simulate what a client journey actually looks like with you and your business, and then allowing these visual assets to do the heavy lifting, to do the hard work, ideally through your online presence. So that's ultimately what we're talking about today. This quote has never been truer, that you are a brand. Your business is the brand, whether you know it or not, or whether you like it or not. Each and every one of us is in the branding business. So a picture tells 1,000 words. And what we're trying to do is ultimately simulate what a client journey, what an interaction looks like with you and your business. What do your premises look like? What does your team look like? What is the process or the experience that you provide? How do you deliver your product? And ultimately, what's the value that you're doing? What's the experience? What's the problem that you're solving out there in the world through your business? So when we're building a website, sometimes some of the challenges that we have is we just don't have good visual assets to work with. So this is why we put so much emphasis on it with our clients to say, hey, you should really invest in a custom photo shoot, a custom video shoot. This is where the magic is at. So Louisa, why, in your experience, 7 years of running Earth and Skin, the day spa, why should you hire a professional photographer?
Yeah, so I think getting anyone to engage with you for the first time is a challenge, particularly for my business. We are not in a shopping centre. We're not even in a group of shops. We're in actually a predominantly residential area on a busy roundabout. So for people to come to us, they actually have to commit to, making the drive, parking the car, walking through the door. And that can be really an intimidating or scary experience for a lot of people. So by putting heaps and heaps of photos about what the client can expect when they walk through the door, when they're having their treatment, when they're waiting for us in the relaxation lounge, then it kind of eliminates that fear factor. People know exactly what they're going to experience when they walk in the door.
Cool. So as you can see, I'm cycling through a bunch of Louisa's photography here. And just to sort of, reiterate and build on what Louise has already shared, professional photographer, like they have the equipment, they've got the eye. So you and I were chatting about this last night. What did you say about like finding a photographer that like just gets you?
Yeah, it's really important to have a look at their work and see if their work fits with your brand. I've worked with photographers before and thought, oh, they're a professional photographer, they'll just be able to take photos how I like it.
Yep.
But you really need to find one that suits your brand, and then it flows.
Cool.
We were actually talking before, Johnny, about I hired a camera, a really fancy, I think it was a $4,000 camera, thinking that I could eliminate the need for a photographer if I had a really good camera. Yeah, nah.
No,
You need
didn't
the
happen, did it? But part of that is that collaborative approach as well. So like photographers know what's going to work, what's not going to work. Even in post-production, like this fourth point here, they produce a consistent filter or output. So it's like you can see that all the photos have that same sort of color treatment. Like all of your shots, we're going to go through some more. They're all really like light and airy. You like in a stage 3-hour shoot, like you get amazing output. Usually you end up with like 100+ photos. Okay, so we've hired a professional photographer. How do we go and plan this shoot, Louisa?
So we write a run sheet prior to the photo shoot where we have a really detailed list of exactly what we want to achieve from the shoot, and that's quite detailed. It's for us it'll be model on the bed, pink clay mask, hands applying the mask. It's really detailed. From that we then get a list of the props that we'll need, and then we can go and source those props. And they can be things like, for us, it's, bowls or sponges, like you can see in that one there. And then we always send that off to the photographer prior to the photo shoot so that they get an idea of what they need to take photos of and how to plan their time with us.
Awesome. So, as you said, what are the type of shots that you want? Really like think about like what your content creation schedule actually looks like. So for the next quarter, maybe think about the blog post that you're going to write. What's the social media stuff? Are there specific promotions that you're running for Christmas or Mother's Day or whatever? And ultimately just have a list of everything that you want to capture. Send this list to the photographer. Maybe they've got some ideas or questions or whatever. In your instance, usually there's multiple outfits to change into as well, so that you can get maximum bang for buck, and not all the shots are exactly the same. Photographer will come on site, they'll take hundreds of photos, and delivery is usually a really consistent set of images, 100+. You made a really good point as well in and around release forms. Just talk about that.
Yeah, so I always get our models and our staff to sign an image release form. It just means that we own the images. We can use them however we like. Just in case you have a staff member that leaves, or suddenly a model doesn't want their photo on a billboard, you own that model, own that photo. Sorry.
Cool. So then on the shoot, we've got this essential shot list. So maybe what are the shots that if someone was doing a first time shoot, like what are the shots that everyone has to get?
Yeah, you want to tell the journey, tell the clients as much as you can about your business without setting foot in the door. So for us, we do a lot of team shots. We do a lot of the client journey shots. So shots of opening the door, the outside of the building, the reception, the staff on reception, walking up the stairs to the relaxation lounge, and then shots of the actual treatments themselves. People want to see what they can expect when they engage with your business. But they also want to see the heart of the business. So we do a lot of, behind the scenes shots, the staff, laughing and just having fun.
Awesome. Yeah. So in this list, we've got at a minimum, headshots of the team. Like that's the bare essentials. It's always good to have a group team shot to sort of, see how big the team is, or and then you mentioned a client experience shot. So simulating like a client journey, actually walking up the path, opening the door, being greeted, being escorted to a waiting room, getting in your robe and drinking a nice peppermint tea and all that sort of good stuff. And then product shots. So obviously you've got a product component in your business as well. So there's a really strong focus in and around that. The treatment service shots, as we've spoken about, and behind the scenes. So the fun stuff, like this is the stuff that you can then use on social media. So it's just, all of the above. It's really just trying to milk as much out of this shoot as you can. Speaking of milking, this is where we want to go and milk the assets. So whereabouts are you using your photos?
Yeah, so we use our photos all over social media, all over our website, which is being updated as we speak. Yes. We use them for all of the different promotions that we have throughout the year, both in print and online. Google My Business is another one that we're constantly uploading new photos. Yeah. We also use it in our email marketing campaigns as well. And then we have a big billboard at the front of the spa. So that changes regularly as well.
Cool. Yeah. So just to build on that, like your generic pages on your site, your team pages, blog posts, promotions, social media. So you've been doing a lot of reels, I've noticed, through Instagram activities, stories as well. So still images. You don't have to use video in Instagram stories. As you say, Google My Business, email marketing, offline. You get your nice billboards. You're in a sort of high exposure site. So you're then leveraging those assets as well in the physical environment. So once we've done the shoot, how often are you getting these photo shoots done?
Yeah, we get them done a lot. We aim to have them done every quarter, if not every 6 months.
Okay. And why so frequent?
We need the images. You've got to be prolific on social media. Yeah. So we post a number of times per week. But also our promotions change throughout the year. You might have staff that change, so you need new headshots. And also working with the one photographer, they just get better and better. So your images just come back better and better each time, which is just, it's really awesome.
I agree, because we were going through these last night and we were looking at ones back from, was it 2018, and comparing to the last shoot you did, and you were almost saying, like, they're almost too good, like they almost look, stocky or whatever. So
we have had our images used by other businesses.
Yeah. So then really, like, it's just having a plan. So for us in our business, we do 2 shoots a year. For us, it's a little bit, I don't know, we've got to use a little bit more creativity in terms of like how we market an office and a digital business and all that sort of stuff, but that's still no excuse. So yeah, it's really about just like having that rhythm and just booking in, having a plan for the next one. So if we look at the results, what has been the impact for you and your business?
So it just builds trust with clients who may have never come to you before. Trust and confidence that you are who you say you are, and that you're going to give them the experience that you tell them that you can deliver. Yep. Most of our bookings come online, so it's people who are looking for a day spa or a specific treatment. They see us, they see the images, and then they book in. We also sell a lot of gift vouchers online. And quite often these people that are purchasing the gift voucher don't live on the Gold Coast. Yes. They might live overseas or interstate. So they've never actually seen our building or had a treatment with us at all. So to be able to show these people what their loved one can experience when they get a treatment with us, just really builds the trust enough for them to make that purchase.
Cool. That's awesome. And just a side note, what would you say about stock photos?
I said yuck last time we were talking about it. But like they're necessary in the very beginning of your business. I used stock photos. That's all I had. So if you are going to use stock photos, just use them sparingly, and look for ones that still show that are still fitting with your brand. But yeah, if you can afford to get photography done and you're an established business, you're silly not to.
Sure. Yeah. And it's not a massive expense. Like the cost of photographers varies greatly. You might get a grad student and they'll come and do it for literally a couple $100, right up to someone who's a bit more established. Maybe that's, a couple of $1,000. But the end result is for the leverage and the impact that it can have on your business. It is such a worthwhile investment to do. So we've spoken a lot about photography. All of the stuff that we said can be applied to video as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you're in the process of reshooting this video, and this is what we call your why video. So why do you get out of bed every day and do what you do? I'm just going to play this. It goes for a minute.
Was due to issues that we related to toxin overload. I had a lot of health issues myself, and I was told to avoid toxins. I was told where these toxins were, and I needed to find someone who could tell me about skincare and what toxins to avoid in skincare, and I just couldn't find anyone on the Gold Coast to talk to. I wanted to make a difference in people's lives, and so I just pointed to being able to create a space where women who had those issues or wanted to avoid those issues could still come and get the treatments that they wanted.
That's awesome in terms of it's really putting the whole why behind why it is you actually get out of bed and do what you do. It does so many things from psychological level. It allows people to look you in the eye, to get a feel for you. They almost feel like they know you when they walk in the door. Maybe tell a story about clients that come in and you just happen to be popping in your yoga pants or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's Louisa, and you've never met these people before. Can you just build on that story? Story.
I'm not in the front line of the spa much anymore, and so when I do make an appearance, the girls have said that sometimes they get a client that'll say, oh my gosh, is that Louisa? Yeah.
So super powerful, and I know that you're redoing a lot of this. Your goal is to have a video for every single treatment that you do.
Yeah, that's our goal for this year.
Yep. So investing heavily in video. Another really powerful video to film and have on, say, your website is the recruitment one. So maybe just talk about this.
Finding good quality staff is sometimes really difficult, and it's a competitive market out there. And so by, having a recruitment video, a video about your team, talking about why they love working there, how long they've been there, gives any potential recruits just a bit of information about what it's really like to be a staff member of your organization.
And the culture, the culture is the foundation of everything, and permeates through your products, your services, the love and care that you provide to your clients. So just attracting the right people and having a video asset that really draws people in, I think is just a super powerful tool. So there'd definitely be 3 examples of videos that you should be recording. So we've got a question from Jonathan. G'day, Jonathan. So Jonathan is saying images are vital. High quality ones make a lot of sense, but the cost of professional photography every quarter is so high. Jonathan, just knowing what I know about your business, you're in a product-based business, and obviously there's a lot of stuff to shoot at any given point. I would encourage you to explore lateral ways. So as I said, like graduates, people that maybe want to do like contra deals, you've got physical products that you can go and barter with. Any other suggestions there, Louisa, around finding photographers?
We actually did contra in the very beginning with our photographer. She was quite interested in taking a half deal, so we paid half a cash and half product. So yeah, it's just about finding the right person. They're out there.
Cool, awesome. So this is just example. This is how Louisa's the most recent imagery is being used on her site. So this is a mock-up of her new site. You can see her utilize this nice full width style imagery, and then each of the treatments, painting a picture around what the spa actually looks like, a little bit about Louisa as a credibility building tool, pulling through her blog posts and also her social feed. So obviously Louisa's very active on social media. This is where a lot of work is derived from, and people sort of come through the doors based on this. And you can see that it's just, if you look at her feed, it's very consistent and generally just, paints a great picture as to what the experience looks like. Let me just jump to the next slide. So Louisa, that is pretty much everything we're going to cover off on today. If anyone has any questions, there's one in the chat. Josh, any opinions on using Snapper to get a photographer? I personally haven't used that service. We're based here at the Gold Coast, and it just seems that there is a prolific number of photographers that seem to live here at the Gold Coast because they love to shoot beautiful landscapes and all that sort of stuff. So we've never had an issue in terms of sourcing that. I'm not sure whether anyone else has used Snapper. Maybe put that in the chat, but whatever gets the job done at the end of the day, Josh, would be my answer to that. I know it's probably not super helpful, but Louisa, what would be your number one tip in terms of everything we've covered off here?
Yeah, I'd say don't be shy. Get out there and just don't underestimate the power of really good imagery.
Spot on. And I think a bit of it is just like getting over yourself as well. We're all happy to sort of shy away and hide away. It does require a bit of commitment and putting yourself out there to the universe. But yeah, that's it. Just go and get it done. Book in that shoot and make sure that you are being prolific in terms of your visual asset creation. That's about it. I want to wish you all say a big thank you for joining us today. Louisa, massive thank you to you as well.
Thank you.
Louisa,
pleasure. Well done, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Cool. Thank you.